It's showtime. I want to welcome you to the best night of your life. Why is it the best night of your life? Because Men is back. It doesn't get any better than that. My name is Peter Igaga. I'm the baldest man in Kampala. It doesn't get any bolder than this. Both B-A-L-D and B-O-L-D. That's the way.
Sorry, put both of you that side.
Oh, yes, great.
You can benchmark of yourself.
Yes, think alike. And I warned you, we're coming for you.
And Colin has been looking up to you all the time.
Yes.
So, you know.
And he still is, literally, because now that we are standing. Anyway, guys, it's great to be back. One of the things I must say I have missed is us.
Yeah.
I missed this.
Yeah.
Before we went on air, Chris was doing what he does best.
Of course.
Just start.
Railroading.
But
Railroading everybody. Okay.
No,
Taking us
something.
in a wrong direction, but we'll get to
It's
that.
the right direction, Peter. That's why I'm here, to help you.
But it's good to have us all back. I mean,
Yeah.
well, guys, it has been a while. How many years?
About 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
7 years.
Close,
All right.
close.
Yes. So we're heading on 7 years. Now, 7 years is a long time in anybody's dictionary.
Yeah.
I mean, if Faisal had a baby, by now the child would be going to school. Okay, we don't know if that has
taking
happened
his school
or
is
it hasn't
mine.
happened. Okay, we really,
gonna
really
let us
don't
know.
know. Yes, but we'll definitely get there. So, I mean, definitely we've been going through the motions, all of us. Some have had positive experiences, others have had negative experiences. I mean, but I like to believe we have all
Near-death experiences. Near-death experiences.
by choice or not by choice.
It's Uganda, man. Like, what do you mean?
Just waking up in the morning
Waking up is a-
is near death.
Like, what do you mean?
The border.
So you say when you say positive experiences, it's like growth, like like negative experiences, like someone cut me off in traffic. Peter, people almost perished.
And some did, not amongst us.
Yeah,
of
but
course, yes,
so you have to sort of
Bring it
the
home.
gravity of how serious the negative experiences is. You have to.
Well, I'll tell you one, Con. Let's talk about your positive experiences. Your three. It's a good way to start.
good way
to start,
Yes.
yes.
My
Because you're so
experiences-
strong on the negative. So we'll pack that aside.
We don't
Let's talk about your three over the past, the last period since we've been off air. What are the three things that have stuck out for you positively?
So as I was saying, we're still here.
So not yet.
That's number one, right?
We're still here. I think the fact that we're still alive, I think, is a very big plus.
Yeah.
Because you think about so many things have happened. We went through a pandemic. We went what?
Yeah.
And then remember when we last stepped, I was out of Nairobi, and then I moved back to Kampala. And then I did some.
He was coming from his honeymoon back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember, I
Life was
was
good.
stationed out of Nairobi.
Yeah.
I was working in an advertising agency. I moved into corporate, came out here, did work. I was working for MultiChoice, and in between there, I left and then went off to Kigali and spent some time there. Now I'm back. So the fact that we're still here, the fact that we're still alive, I think is a big positive.
Yeah.
Right in the heart of the pandemic, we had our son Alexander, who's now 5. Was born in February. The official lockdowns happened in March, and so I think that's
lockdown. Alexander lockdown.
Alexander lockdown.
Yes,
that's absolutely what I should call him. I guess in that time a lot of things changed. I ended up cutting my hair, my dreadlocks. So the last time we taped, I think I looked a little bit like Faisal. 2021, I had a...
Like, Colin,
Things happen.
are those
That's
like
it.
your achievements? Like
Hey.
the positive things that happen?
It's okay.
Like you cut off your hair.
It's okay.
No, I'm just checking.
No, I think that for people who were here before and people who are arriving,
The hair.
I think that's a big change.
Okay.
And
So when is yours going? No.
The lens is different.
So I think that there's been a lot of, I guess, and we tend to think the positive things are the things you achieve, but also in a lot of ways, I think sometimes the positive things are things that you survive.
Yeah.
So for me, like that sort of, those are, like when you said to me, coming back here, standing in the circle of NTV Men,
Makes a lot of sense.
to be here, to be back, to be invited back, those are all, I think, opportunities that sort of, and I mean, I haven't had a very big career change. I've remained within the same industry, continue to grow, deepen my experience.
But isn't then that also can be a negative thing because you're sticking to one lane.
The world requires deep expertise. The people who are sort of on the surface don't make any deep impact.
So there's gold in sticking to your lane.
Yeah, consistency, purpose,
Absolutely.
and finding that and deepening it and being really good at that, because that's how you then become the best there is at this thing.
All right.
But if you do this for 2 years and you do this another 5 months and you do this next week and you're playing guitar and you have tattoos and you're bored, like, it's just not a recipe for great.
Chris.
But have you seen how Chris's tattoos still look so intact?
Mine or his?
You know how
You
we
mean
used to-
Peter's
No,
tattoo?
no, Chris,
sorry,
he
Peter.
said Chris's
Yeah.
tattoo.
You know how we used to...
I don't have a tattoo.
No,
If
Chris.
it's even a single
Clearly
blade.
things have happened since we were away. You even got tattooed.
No, not a chance.
Faisal has declared.
Well,
I actually meant Peter with his tattoos. So we used to make jokes about his tattoos, talking about how probably
say-
7 years later it will just be hanging, and of course, like they will all be looking down. But
Yeah.
kudos to your
he's
guys.
kept it together.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
good.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Now, Chris,
Yeah.
again, a lot has been going on. This is technically a new year. We are halfway through the year. 2026 is beckoning. For you, what are the 3 things that have stood out most over this period?
Over this
Only
period.
positive, no negative like somebody.
I like positive. I like
Right.
positive. From the last time we were on NTV Men, I was a pastor and you didn't believe me.
Imagine.
And I think one of the good things that have happened over the years is maybe you started believing me.
Yes.
But I think for me one big one
I
is
visited the church. It looks amazing.
yeah, he did
Yes.
visit. It was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good. Is that back then I was my wife and I. No, it is
Very good.
back then my wife and I were pastors at Worship Harvest in Gayaza, and in 2022 we moved to Mukono, and was sent to Mukono, planted Worship Harvest Mukono, great congregation by the way, and there's a building there. It's now the campsite for the whole Worship Harvest movement. So I'm really honored to be serving in that capacity. I think for me that's a big thing. So in the last, maybe since 2011, I've been involved in 3 church plants, and for me that's sort of like been a very significant thing. And also our kids have grown. Like our son is now 19. He was 12 then. There was no chance of knowing what he would turn out to be, or our daughter who is now 16. Just the way they've evolved. We're talking uni now and that kind of thing. So as a dad, I'm so happy I'm so happy with what God is doing in Lemmy's life and in Cinza's life, our kids.
Let me just ask, like,
yeah.
if I'm not intruding, have you
No.
have you guys had the sex talk yet? Because if he's 19,
It's too late. If you've not had it by now,
I
it's too
had
late.
that talk when he was 8 and my daughter was 5. I talked to both of them. The sex talk started at 8.
so call it next year.
I don't know.
I mean,
And I don't even know whether that's an
everyone has their own
achievement.
timeline, bro. I don't think that's a positive achievement.
I'm trying to take notes because next year.
He has a baby coming. Anyways, yeah. So I think that the development of family and all that has been big, but then also the other is not sort of easy to see on the outside, but I feel like I've grown as a person. Colin would like to hear this. I think I've grown a little more realistic about certain things.
Then we should change the name. The name of the show.
But then, on the other hand, I've become more radical about certain other things. So
your mind is made up. Your mind is made up.
So there are certain things I am totally uncompromising about, and there are certain things where I have mellowed because
But
life
Chris, you've
deals
always
you
been
experience.
uncompromising.
Trust me, there's certain things that I've rounded.
Chris used to
I've
be-
got some round edges on.
used to have
But then
Yeah.
it's almost like there's lots of grace on the outside, and on certain things, lots of steel on the inside. So I think for me, those are 3 big changes that have happened for me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I feel I'm a better man.
All right.
I'm a better man.
Great stuff.
Great
And
stuff.
Faisal, believe it or not, the sex talk is a positive thing. Because there are a lot of parents, now that you're going to be a parent next year, as we've heard. No, it's okay. It's okay. This
but I accept the
He's not
blessing.
denying his kids.
I take the blessing.
Okay. So, Faisal, it's been a while. Also, your hair is reducing from the sides going up. So at least we're getting somewhere, okay?
He's got some ropes on the top.
Yes. 3 top things.
Honestly, me being part is, let me say 4, because being part of the NTV Men is another positive, because I honestly thought you'd never call me back.
Jeez.
You get it?
What did you do?
I mean, when you're talking about the people they are missing, people are missing all you guys. No one was missing me.
No, maybe because you're with them.
Oh, probably. I mean, you guys are celebrities. He's a pastor. But anyway, 1, I graduated.
Right, congratulations.
You
Congratulations.
guys had
It's a big achievement. Now
a very big achievement. So I graduated. My only problem is not a problem per se, but back then I was a telecom engineer, or I was studying to become a telecom engineer. Right now, I'm the public relations manager, part of the team at Airtel Uganda. So things have changed from engineering to marketing to PR. Some people might say
From
it's a
the
downgrade,
must
but
to the
me,
mic.
personally, I feel like it's the biggest upgrade I've ever had, because I didn't even think it would ever happen. Like back then, if you told me I'd be working close, with Colin and you and Chris sometimes, I'd have been like, no, it's supposed to be on a mast somewhere. So that's a plus, because I had to reinvent myself. There's a point in my life where I sat and telecom was a no-go. Like, no one was hiring me. I had a couple of retakes. I was failing to graduate. So I said, you know what, let me pivot to something else I'm good at. And I love the fact that marketing and PR has really helped me rediscover myself. I can speak to people. I'm a bit more confident. I can show up. And people are like, oh yeah, please enter. But back then, people would be like, okay, so what are you wearing? What are you coming? Which shoes? I think another plus is all my parents are still alive.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, a lot of people watching us right now have lost parents during COVID. I myself actually had COVID, guys. I got COVID. Yeah.
You survived COVID.
I had this whole period, I've had 2 near-death experiences. We'll talk about them in future, but I had 2 near-death experiences. One of them was COVID-19. I survived that. My mom, my dad, everyone survived. I don't think we actually lost people in my family, so I'm really grateful for that. But that was also a very challenging time. I don't know for you guys, but for me personally, it was a very challenging time, because no job. The place I was working at, let me tell you guys this. The place I was working at, back then I was earning about 3 million shillings. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing well.
COVID hit, they cut the zero. So I went to 300K. 300K, guys. Yeah. And like I had to change everything, where I'm renting, the girl I'm dating, the friends I'm going out with.
Dating a girl who goes with the zeros?
No, Peter.
Wrong girl.
This is
wrong girl. We need to get into a break. But when we come back, I need to ask you something. Yeah. Because you just called Faisal a lost child, because he's jumping from one thing to another. And you said you have to be consistent.
I said
this is Men. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. In case you've just joined us, we're here at Sanga Courts, and you are enjoying the first of NTV Men. Now, while we were just getting into the break, Colin took it upon himself to call Faisal something. I don't know why, but it was his decision, and he needs to tell us why. Now, Colin, you talked about consistency, okay? You said it's the way to progress. It's what makes a man a man. It gets him to where he needs to go. Faisal has said the best thing that ever happened to him was to jump. So which is which?
In the grand scheme of things, if you're as old as Chris, 7 years is nothing, right? If you're making a 500-year plan for Japanese businesses, 7 years is nothing. But if you're Faisal and 7 years is a third of your life. And that's where we were 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And when you asked me this, I was sort of saying, for me, that's sort of been my journey. My journey was sort of deepen, become better at what I was doing, sort of become good at that.
Yeah.
But that's my path. But remember, and now we've said this a lot, that when I started out, I was supposed to be, behind the camera doing the journalism thing.
Yeah.
And then I did it for 1 month, and I said, listen, like, this is not for me. the difference between me and Faisal is I pivoted early. I pivoted early, I said, I don't want to do this. And then I found the thing. The thing that you're not telling him is, and why we're all happy for him, is that now he's found the thing. And now he has the runway to do this thing. Faster, deeper, better.
He sounds like he's alive.
Yes.
Because it sounds like
but also he's got
sounds
a lot
like
of things
he's liking
going
what
on.
he's doing.
Yeah, because now he's the preeminent authority on out-of-home advertising across East Africa. He speaks about it with authority. Like, you can see, like, he's rounding out, and he's now started to deepen that experience. So I don't think if he's a lost child, it's because, you know, he had that body face.
He had to get out.
And he's lost his baby cheeks.
We don't know if he has left the body, because Kampala bodies are like, they are resistant. They're change resistant.
You know, and that is one of the things which I want us to just touch on. Men go through a lot, right? And sometimes, especially the trouble about being on TV is everybody thinks your life is superstar, amazing. You're nailing it. Now, like for you, Colin, you have popped up on so many social media feeds. That guy who's caning it, you got onto that horse and you're caning it, across Africa, multi-choice, winning awards, all that stuff.
Guys.
So it's easy for me to be like, this guy has no low moments. He's just up there. During this period, what have been your 2 lowest moments?
Peter. Episode 1.
Yes.
Segment 2.
Yes.
We have just come back.
Yes.
I don't think that in the contract, Rose didn't put Rose is our producer. She didn't put therapy.
The guy is just about to turn to the camera and say, I want to thank my parents.
My neighbor.
And my neighbor.
I wouldn't have gotten here without my
Alexander looked down.
So let me see. So I think that the 2 sort of challenging situations. So I just told you about. So we were blessed to have Alexander in February 2020. Then in March we were locked down. I was here in Kampala working. My wife and my sons were in Nairobi. And we were apart for a greater part of 8 months, because they were only able to come back. And this is how you know, like, they were on the day the government lifted flight. They were on the first flight out of Nairobi, October 1st. Is the like that's how serious it was. So there was a period of separation, a significant period of separation for us. And it was tough because now my wife was with the kids, but also she was also locked at home because there was quarantine and work from home and like that whole change. I think that period was a difficult thing for me because I was here and then I was with no family, we were locked up. And the lockdown was really eating us, guys. The lockdown almost took people. So I think that was a difficult time. Then a couple of years ago, not a couple of years ago, about a year ago, and I was telling someone the other day that 365 days ago, from I think mid-June, like if you saw me last year in June, you would not believe the person that you're looking at now, because guys, I was going through it, like real, and not like when Faisal says going through it. Like you have to think about like when Chris says, when Chris tells you we're going through it, like think about a guy who they've been praying for 6 months,
and it don't look like
and things don't look like they're moving physically or in the spirit realm. Like the curse is holding tight. That's where I was. So I'd lost my job. Things were out of work. We were having challenges. Like it was sort of like, and what happens is the confusion starts internally, and then everything around it starts to compound. And then the confusion builds uncertainty. And so the things that used to be good at also become shaky. The people who used to say, man, that guy has things together. Like, no, that guy doesn't have things together.
They're the same ones who talk.
Yes. But also what happens during that time, you lose friends. You lose friends, you lose connections. People who you'd call and they take your call, they're not taking your call.
Because you're nobody.
Because you're now nobody. And that's how I think, like for me, that period in time was good for me to separate myself from the chair. To know that I am the man, I'm not the chair.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times when I think as men grow and rise in work and business, people don't learn to separate themselves from the chair, to know that I am just here. I'm the guy who's drinking from this cup. When I leave, the guy who comes back here will drink from this cup. But that then made me very aware to now know. So now I'm a lot more centered around, these are the things that are in my control. I am just the man, I'm not the chair. The things that I do are for the chair, but the things that are important for me are for me. But like that time, like Peter, we had to flee the country. Like it was like, and that's a whole episode. One day I'll tell you. Yeah. I'll tell you how we left in the middle of the night. You know, when I say we, I mean me.
Do you know what that means?
It's like
because I don't want to sound like the 1970s. Like no. It's not like my family was stable.
Yes.
But like me, I was just like, bro, you can't stay here.
Yes.
Like we need to do something.
Yeah.
And with the help of a friend, sort of engineered the exit plan. I said, I need to go back and recenter this thing and find this balance. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my mind. Like the city has just, and it happens all the time. You find guys, the guy leaves the city, goes back to Kamuli, grows pineapples, and says, you know what, let me do this. I know, and he rebalances himself.
Yes.
And that's true. And so I went away for a couple of months, 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And in that time, I found my work ethic. I found my love for life again. I reignited my purpose. And that journey then led me full circle because now my spirit was at peace. I had a plan. I was sure of who I was. And I said, you know what, let's come back. Let's try this again. But this time with a different goal in mind. And so when you ask me the last 7 years, but I do want to say, so there's a silver lining on that. And I say, like, I had a really terrible last 2 years, right? But if I'm being honest, I had a fantastic decade in my 30s, because now I'm 41. And I think that's part of when I was sort of recentering that, I realized that you're having a bad day, you're not having a bad life. And I had 2 terrible years, but I had a fantastic decade. And I think that recentering that perspective is very important. It was very important to get me back on track. And I think it's important for people to sort of say, to be thankful, because my 30s were for phenomenal growth. We got married, had kids, we moved out of the country, became expatriates, grew, did this, did men, like it had been. But I think that sometime in there, because 39 and 40 were crappy, I was like, you know what, oh my God, I felt like Job.
Yes.
And then I realized that, like,
you're even
God,
quoting scripture. This is interesting.
I realized that even Job, God didn't take away his wife. He left him all the suffering.
He stayed married.
But he left him that piece of trial to keep him there.
You know, during COVID, that was one of the most referenced Bible stories. I now know everything to do with Job.
Everything.
Everything.
So for me, like that's the thing. The thing is, and those 2 situations sort of gave me perspective. They gave me that perspective. Like, I'm having a bad day, I'm not having a bad life. I can have a terrible year, but the last 10 years have been fantastic. And I'm grateful for that. I need to do this slump because then it sets me up for a fantastic decade ahead.
Deep.
I know. I like what I'm hearing.
Really deep.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, again, you've had a phenomenal time. First time I went to, especially Worship Harvest, Nalia. It was a shell. Okay, and you said so many things, you know, and said, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And I was there with my daughter, and I remember her saying, that's a lot that he's saying is going to happen there. It has come to pass. All right. And I mean, it is literally, last time I was there, I was blown away. I even told you. It was unimaginable what I saw there. So again, you're one of those guys who looks like they've got it together. I mean, things are happening. You know, you're on point. Young man is 19, going off to campus and all that stuff. Has the last 7 years been all glory, or have you had at least 2 really low moments that you'd want to share?
Yeah, Peter, I wish I could tell you that nothing was lost. Yeah, I mean, I live on the earth, you know.
Yes.
But about Worship Harvest, I really celebrate the leadership we have in Apostle Mose and his wife, Pastor Ari. It's really good to have real good leaders, anointed, gifted, and they're right before you, and you're able to learn from them. So I really celebrate the leadership we have at Worship Harvest. And my two low points, huh?
I saw them, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the school.
Yeah, there's the international school, there's buildings, cathedrals, so much going on.
Tiny little creases.
Well,
Before you go, if you guys want to know, because when you talk about Worship Harvest, you're talking about the buildings and the place.
Yeah.
If you want to know the real impact of Worship Harvest and Chris, you engage with people who have been from Worship Harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you used to talk about it, in my head I was like, yeah, that's just like, there are very many churches coming up. So,
Yeah.
but now that I actively work with people from Worship Harvest, every time I'm like, wow.
Yo.
Yeah. Like you
In
guys have
society,
some
like
zeal.
like in society, in work environments, on projects.
Bruh, every charity event, they are there. Every volunteering, they are there. You want to learn something, you're stuck in office, the guy helping you is from Worship. So I'm like, man, you
What's
guys.
going on here?
And I always have to throw it in. By the way, I used to work with Chris.
That's what's up.
Tell them that
you don't know me.
Yeah, so no, really. So I got COVID as well.
Yeah.
You know, the real one, because the second one was a joke. The real one.
Yeah.
Where
Chris,
I'm telling you,
the second one is on
no, you have no clue.
The Chris of the past would never call anything a joke.
Yeah, like listen, there was that one where on day 9, it's not Omicron, it's the other one.
Delta.
That Delta.
Yeah.
Day 9, you feel like you're dying.
Yeah.
Like
You're only way
there's
out,
someone who's got
like someone
a 1-ton stone and put
on
it on your chest.
Yeah.
That's the one
And
where you
life
see
is
the heavens
oozing
splitting
out
like
of
that.
you.
Grim Reaper is knocking.
You see the heaven opening and you're just like, Father Lord.
Man, that was a lot, and more so because, like I've said, I'm a pastor, and God has given me a gift of healing. I pray for people and they get healed and that kind of thing. So in that time, I just, like, I'll pray for people, some would get healed, and then I got this pain in my shoulder that I couldn't explain. I couldn't pray it away. I went to see a doctor and they said, no, well, you have to do physio, and they were doing all this stuff. And then one time this nurse says, you're going to live with this all your life. I said, get out of here. No, there's no way I'm going to live with this. And somehow by God's grace, that left. But COVID came and I did the whole, 10 days or something.
Yeah.
And so I'm really grateful that I came through that. In fact, I wrote a book called The Bounce Back Journey.
Yeah.
From COVID.
Just COVID and life. The whole thing is that, like how you've been talking about hitting rock bottom. And it's from the story of Gideon. So that came out of the experiences I had, and after you hit rock bottom, there's one way up.
Yeah.
Just one way out. You just have to go up. So COVID was a big one for me. I'd not been sick of anything for 20 years.
Wow.
Before then.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what we call soft life.
I'd say call it what it is, but I mean, for me it was a shocker.
What blood group is that?
And it's
We need
because
to know. We need to know.
no,
Yeah,
it's
like, what is
blood
this?
group God. It's just no, seriously. Like no, guys, there's such a thing as God giving you supernatural health. It's a real thing, and so I was very confused at that time. And I'm a pastor. How can I be sick?
So you felt like your faith was shaken.
Yeah, I asked questions, man. That's a real thing. Second,
So
for me,
what we're going to do is this, because especially we need to take in. You called it God,
Blood group.
blood group God. Yes, you need to take it in because we're going to go straight for a break, top up our drinks, and then get back to you. Now we are here at Sanga Courts. In the first episode of NTV Men, learning a couple of new things and having a reality check. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back from the break. In case you've just joined us, we are in the third segment of arguably the best show of your life. My name is Peter Igaga. I'm the boldest man in Kampala, and that is why we're having this very bold conversation. Yeah. Chris, we'll talk about your low moments.
Yeah.
And then from that, I want you to tell us what is you're excited about going forward.
Yeah, I'll do that. So my second is, so COVID was a big one for me, big shocker. And my second was 2 years ago when I lost my father. He'd been bedridden for a number of years, etc. And we sort of had gotten used to, you see him, he was suffering a couple of, he was going through a couple of things. Sometimes you'd go talk to him and he's present, sometimes not, and etc. And so he felt some pains in his chest, and then he was taken to hospital. The doctor said, this guy has been having mild heart attacks. And, we said, so they suggested an operation for an 80-year-old man. We're like, no. Yeah. And he had told us many years before, he says, guys, if I make 80, that's my deal. Please don't disturb me after that. So, and then 2 weeks later, he passed. So just getting used to him not being present. And it's not like I saw him every day and all that, but just knowing he's gone. And I can't talk to him and I can't visit him. I'm a pastor. I deal with death, bereaved families and all that. But when it comes close to home, and I couldn't even cry. So you don't know how to deal and process. So I don't know if I've ever processed it. I'm fine, but you know what I mean. So that was a toughie. But 2 weeks before he died, after we had that scare, I went with my family, my wife, kids, visited with him, and when in his room, and he was saying, okay, so say thanks to your stepmom for looking after me and all that, and then he's giving instructions, and then he blessed us and prayed for us, and that kind of thing. But he told me, he gave me a particular instruction to take care of my wife, because you see, in Buganda, a boy marries a girl, but in Ankole, where my wife comes from, the parents give the girl to the father. So he never treated her like a proper Muganda girl. He never allowed her to kneel when she was greeting and things like that. So he was sort of like telling me, almost like, take care of my business.
Because she was given to me. Now that I'm not here, you are. So one of the things, and I've always been a marriage enthusiast, as you can imagine, but one of the things that has come out of that has been me also working on a book that's about to come out called Marry Well. Okay. Because I was trying to say, how do you put everything concerning marriage together? And because I've read quite some, I've been praying about marriage since I was 8 years old. So one of the things, one of the things, incidentally, that I'm looking forward to is outing the book called Marry Well. I think it's going to help many people who are looking forward to get married, but also people who are married, because you go through seasons. This year, my wife and I, Lynette and I, are going to be 21 years in marriage, and that's quite some. Yeah, obviously, this guy has a high threshold for pain.
Ooh. Yeah, man.
This one.
Yeah. Faisal.
That came out of Colin's mouth. I must say.
High tolerance for pain.
He likes it with a little bit of pain.
That's
21 years is a long time.
I think I've really enjoyed my marriage. We've had ups and downs, but I'll choose her again any day.
Of course. I think about our viewers a lot. And like the people, like COVID showed us, Yes. COVID showed us that they would not choose her again.
Oh. After they went through Faisal.
We went through COVID and I still choose her.
All right. Now it has. Everybody has COVID shared their lows. Clearly, COVID seems to be a binding factor.
Yeah.
For the record, I also did get COVID, and I thought I was going to die.
Day 9.
It was scary. I mean, nothing like I'd ever experienced. You're just exhausted. You're tired. I've never thought about
that. You
that.
That when God created hell, created space for two devils?
Faisal. Two of your lowest moments before we get into the exciting part of it.
Okay, I'll say COVID, but not because I was suffering, but because I had read all these stories online about how when you recover from COVID, you can't anymore.
Gosh.
Yeah, and back then for me, that was my biggest strike, guys. I was 25.
Yeah.
Like, that was my prime of, okay, now let me actually, so because campus, we were not getting any girls. You don't have money.
You don't have money.
So now you're out of campus, you're starting to get some money.
This narrative is wrong.
Can you believe this guy? I'm talking about my experience. Yeah. So here I am out of campus, and now I have COVID. I'm treating this thing, and I don't even know. I even asked my mom. I told her, you know what? Am I actually going to be able to have kids after I recover from this disease? Because that, for me, that was my biggest worry. Yeah. The bit of being sick and all, I've had flu a couple of times, but ever since then, I feel like I really take care of my health a lot. Like, I take ginger, I am more conversant with what I put inside my body. That's why I'm taking juice now. Colin is
doing hard drinks. That's coffee.
And then my second, I think one of my second lowest points is, have you ever been rock bottom but while up? Like,
everyone thinks you're winning,
exactly.
but you inside,
you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I think in future we'll probably have a show about addictions and all that.
Yes.
But I had two addictions that like one of them almost took my life. Yeah, it almost took my life. But on the outskirts, outside, everyone is
like,
wait for the episode.
I'm
talking about it so that you guys keep watching NTV Men. Yeah. So one of them almost took my life, and the funny thing is, when everyone else around you thinks you're doing well, they don't see the need to come and talk to you and counsel you. They come with this whole thing of, man, you guy, you're doing everything well.
Show us what you're doing.
You get, and because you also want to maintain that good, image in their faces. You're like, yeah, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And it was challenging because I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know I didn't even know how to start.
Yeah.
Because the people who complain about depression and feeling sad are usually down, like they're down. You can tell sometimes. But me, I was on a high outside, yet on a low inside. Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, it was real. It was pretty real. And I think the support system I had back then. I had a couple of men. I think of everyone in our group, I'm the one person the production team probably got pissed at, because every week I'd be like, guys, you see people saying we should come back. guys are saying we should come back. Guys, are you seeing this trip? But that's because I missed the behind the scenes where we come and actually talk to each other as men. That's something I didn't know I needed back then because I was too young. But now I realize when you have a support system, it's amazing because these guys are not going to judge you. Yes, probably you tried to beat an addiction, you've relapsed, they're not going to judge you. Like, okay, come, sit down, okay, what happened? Okay, so how do we go away from this?
Community.
Exactly. So that's the third thing I wanted to talk about. The one great thing that has happened to me. Because now I realize, you remember I used to be a social media guy. Like 24 hours, 20 hours I was on my phone. The 4 hours was probably socializing and dozing off here and there. But now I've learned the power of real communication, like real connections, like, hey Chris, where are you? Oh, let me come. Not phone call or something, but let me come and sit and have a chat. And really that's it.
Like, from that. Now, we're moving. Yeah. What are you excited about going forward? Yeah.
So but Peter, all right.
You sound ghost. Like what happens the last
what is it? What? How do you see yourself? Like when you come to this thing,
an angel.
Do you think you're better than us?
No, I'm the moderator. That's my job. I'm meant to moderate, Peter. But I'll tell you one thing. And I'll be very brief about mine. It has been an exciting journey, and as I mentioned earlier at the time when we had our meeting, we have touched people's lives. And you meet people out there. Somebody meets you and says, "Hey, you know what? I was going through something. I listened to the show. I connected with the people who were on the show, and you gave me a new lease of life." There was a guy who said he was at that point when he would literally consider taking his life. But then he realized that there are people who are going through so many things, even worse than him.
Yeah.
But they're still moving. And that has given him the and that was in Hoima. Some random chap. And he was like a ghost. Now that was the real ghost. He came and he disappeared. When it comes to low moments, just before COVID, there was a place where I was working, and there's a whole rosy picture that had been painted about the place. I got in, I realized it was a completely different thing.
Oh my God.
And 8 months down the line, I had to take a very, very strong call. And just to say, you know what, radical decision, and say, because it was going to take my name down with it. And I quit.
All right.
Now, the thing about quitting your job is you're used to a certain routine. And I remember vividly, first morning, woke up, all right, I have my breakfast. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Wash the car? What now? Yeah. Wash the car. It's clean. Even help clean up the house.
It's clean.
It's clean. It's 10:30 in the morning. Then you start asking yourself, is this going to be the rest of my life?
Okay. Of COVID.
Yes. And same thing that you're talking about. All of a sudden, guys start saying, oh, Peter,
Then the calls stop.
Yeah. They're like, he's no longer there. All right. They start going down.
The man and the chair.
Yes, they're separated. COVID hits, I got COVID, I recovered. Actually, I recovered faster than 9 days, which I was very happy about. So I started walking, and in fact, I got rid of this tummy, and I started walking a lot. I got rid of it completely. So it can be done, and it will be done.
But there's no evidence.
Actually, Jaluo told me he used to find you walking.
Yes,
Peter walked a lot. Remember the time he'd be like, yeah, you know what, it takes me, whatever, I walk from home to here, it's like 8 kilometers. Guys, I'm drinking juice, I'm fasting.
He walks with a care bag.
I have never felt so much alive. The interesting thing is, during that period, do you know, there were countless people who'd stop their cars and ask me,
do you need a lift?
No, are you all right? So I had so many stories. Some people said that, the guy's money got finished. That's why he looks the way he looks. Others said he stepped on a live wire. And you know, and I was saying, come on, guys. You see, my biggest learning from that is you're doomed if you do, you're doomed if you don't. And it's just important to do you. The man and the chair, as you said. Build relationships, as you said, strong relationships. Should you be, and you shouldn't be that person who's always calling people for help, but should you need help, there's just that small cluster of genuine people who you can turn to. And your partner is a very important thing, especially when you're going through these ups and downs, because that helps you get into that frame of mind where I have to win. But the show is not about me, okay? I'm not
Peter just told us one.
No, we're getting
the second one.
We're not doing too well in time.
There he goes again. He's back 7 years later. We still don't have time.
So you have not changed.
Do you have a new tattoo?
Like, how can you be
just a little bit? Relax.
Peter, like in your heart of hearts.
So, because Colin is still talking, Faisal, you're parting short. Because we're really running out of time. What I want to hear from your parting short is, what are you excited about?
NTV Men, hands down. Like, guys, I have cried, like, to the point of, I love the fact that this show catapulted me towards that space where people could come to you and they have issues, like fellow men. So the change we were doing with just 400 people listening to us was immense. Every week, we'd get men to counsel, we'd get men jobs, we'd save men from suicide, and not just men, but women as well. Because online, on TV, it's not just men, it's not just women, even children, even kids are watching. So we were touching so many people, and it was always a difficult conundrum in my head, to explain to people why NTV Men was not coming back. But now that it's back, this is the one thing I'm really excited about. Colin, I do have your hair, but you still have your personality, don't worry. Do not throw any shots my way. And I think I'm wearing it better than him, no?
I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Episode 1.
What about me?
The other thing I'm excited about is just forging new relationships with the people out of Man Cave, not just us, the cast, but we really want to build this community and make it more solid. It's not just about us this time, it's about us and you.
All right, that's great stuff. Chris,
what
are you excited about?
Well, first of all, I'm really excited about NTV Men coming back. I, like all of us, have met so many people traveling across the country who say, there's a lady I met once who says, I was in my late teens and the show helped me to get perspective. I'm now happily married. And lots of stuff like that. And I really, really am excited about this because we get to have conversations that men have privately for everyone to sort of, be a part of. And I believe that it's going to be really helpful. I am really excited about this us being back. The second thing I'm looking forward to is, a man must have a vision, yeah? So yes. God first, then vision. In 1996, October, my pastor then, Pastor Chris Komagum from KPC, Watoto now, asked us as young people he was discipling to write down 10 things that we wanted to be, write a vision for life. And I wrote I wanted to be a good father, a good husband, a good father, a good pastor, a good businessman, and a good friend. And that's sort of been my north for all my life. Yeah. And I'm excited about new friendships, about helping people with life. Because, sometimes, back then when we're doing NTV Men, it felt like we're here, they're there. But after meeting so many people and connecting, it just feels like we're one, we're community. So I'm looking forward to, you're in times of transition, you don't know what to do, you have questions, you're asking for advice and not knowing how to navigate life. We're here for you. And so I'm really looking forward to how we can help each other grow in life and win. So that's really me. Really excited about that.
Colin, with your cup of Irish coffee, what are you excited about? Again, Faisal said it, not
Definitely
me.
not growing his hair back.
Definitely not growing my hair back. But I was saying to the team before we got on air that if I wanted to go it, I'd go it. Because unlike you, I'm not actually bald.
Oh my God. So
Colin's
just move from Faisal to you to me now.
No,
between the two of you.
Guys, no.
Peter, are you going to take it?
Yeah.
And it's going to be in like 3 colors, black, white.
So if I wanted to go my hair, go. But that's not where we are. And I think Faisal and Chris have said it well. It's such a pleasure to be back. It's exciting. For me, I guess this, and I was saying to you, Peter, earlier that this is like sort of a coming back. It's coming full circle. Yeah. It's allowed us to grow. It's allowed us to become different things. My hope for this is that it then becomes the community that we always thought. And I think that you having been there from the beginning, because we were together on episode 1 in 2011 when we first said that men could become a community, a place where people could find some sanctuary to sort of discuss the difficult things. And in a society that sort of had become very centered not on men and men conversations and things that were happening there, we were really excited for what has become. But also, I think that the evolution and the story and the growth, that path, I think sitting here in 2025, if you had told me in 2012 that we'd be doing this in 2025, I'd have said, get out of here. You're not. And I think now sitting here, I realize that things and spaces like this are important. That they are necessary. That this is how we encourage people out there and people among us. Unfortunately, I'm not like you guys. Like the way I deal with trauma is not like, oh, you guys, let's all sing together and be kumbaya. So my trauma has taught me to know, love, care for my inner circle. I'm still healing. Like God is not yet finished with me. So from time to time, there are parts of my old self who will come out. But like just give me grace. Give me some time But like sort of for me, I'm excited. I'm excited to sort of love those people, care for them, be with them, because the way life works is today I'm going through it, tomorrow Peter's going through it, the other day Chris is going through it, but if we hold together, then no one goes through it enough that they decide to check out. And for me, that's the thing, and that's my message to the audience, that I hope that your support system and the people who love you are close enough that you never get so low that you need to check out.
Right.
Because if you stay, if you live on, if you choose life, then maybe there'll be more laughter and conversations like this.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff. That's it from us, the men, here tonight. We're here at Sanga Courts, and we will be seeing you every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Miss it if you must, but then that's on you, because it's going to be the greatest hour of your life.